Welcome back to the Appleseeds Teaching Farm. I'm excited here to have Chef Cameron Brooks from Arkansas Children's Hospital in Springdale. We're pairing him up with Mayor Doug Sprouse's pantry, also of Springdale. So what did you find in Mayor Sprouse's pantry?
So we found some canned veggies and found a couple of cans of like cream mushroom, cream celery, which are always a really great base for a pot pie. We're going to find some fresh veggies and some fresh herbs out here in the garden to mix in with those pantry items.
So I want you to see our sage, which is just a really vibrant, lively sage with beautiful flowers right now. Smells so good and it adds so much flavor. Do you think you can incorporate some sage and maybe our oregano here, which is also in its prime right now?
Sure.
Super great. And we've got spinach and we've got Swiss chard and kale. You think you can throw it all in there?
Yeah.
It's exciting. Really excited to have this Springdale pairing connection between Arkansas Children's and Mayor Doug Sprouse. Let's do it.
We're back in Appleseeds Teaching Kitchen. Come inside now, and we're going to prep this filling for the pot pie. I'm warming a pan up. Normally things here at Appleseeds are definitely healthier, but we're making pot pie, so we're going to cook our veggies in butter this time. So the ingredients that we got from Mayor Sprouse's pantry are a little bit of canned corn, cream of mushroom, and then some canned mushrooms. So we're going to take these ingredients and we're going to add some fresh ingredients from the garden. So we've got some Swiss chard, some kale, snap peas, a little bit of turnip, and then our canned goods are over here. We've got some fresh herbs I've already cut. I saved this mushroom liquid from the canned mushrooms. First things I'm going to add to the pan are the beet stems and the turnips. They're going to take a little bit longer to cook and add a little bit of salt to the pan. If I was trying to sear these vegetables or get a little bit of color, I'd wait on the salt because the salt will pull moisture out of them. But I'll go ahead and I like to season the pan. So we're going to cook this whole thing in the pan. First we're going to make our filling, and I really like doing this. I do it in cast iron at home. So these are sweating out a little bit. So I'm going to get ready. I'm going to go ahead and add the beet greens and the spinach next because I want them to wilt down. I'm still going to hold off a little bit on these snap peas. I want them to have some integrity still. Some people like to put a bottom on their pot pie. I think that it ends up being too much pie dough at the end of the day. So for me, the crust to filling ratio is off. So I've always just kind of done a top only. And I love beet greens. They give a really awesome color to everything that you cook with them. I'm going to add snap peas, and we'll give them about a minute. This is pretty quick, guys. A lot of times I'll make things like this at home if I know I've got something going on and I want to have something I can pop in the oven that's super quick. You could have this pre-made, Sunday night for Monday night. We're adding a little bit of fresh herbs now. So I've got sage, thyme, oregano. These are all from the garden. It's going to start smelling really great in here. And we're doing a veggie pot pie here, but you can very easily, and I just turned the flame all the way down to low. You can very easily, add some grilled chicken breast to this if you're at home. Maybe it's ground beef. Maybe it's. So we're adding the canned corn and the canned mushrooms now. And we're going to let those canned items kind of bring the temperature of the pan down. Cream of mushroom, cream of celery, cream of chicken. They're great bases for if you want to make something like this on the fly. We're going to go ahead and fold this cream of mushroom in. And that looks like a delicious spring pie. I'm going to taste this for seasoning, and I do think that I want to add some of this mushroom juice. I'm not going to add all of it. I want it to be a little bit looser. Man, that looks great. Okay, I'll just kind of smooth that out. When you're making pot pie, your filling is cooked. So when you go, a lot of times you're going into a hotter oven, like a 425. That's where we're going, because I'm really just needing to cook the pie dough on the top. And then the interior just needs to be reheated. I like to start with a room temp. You can start with a cold. You don't want to start with hot filling it'll boil and bubble up. It'll mess up your pie crust. It'll come over the sides. I like my pie dough to be cold-ish when I roll it. It's easier. It doesn't stick as much. And again, like with this, you're just really trying to maintain the integrity of the butter that's in the dough. You want there to be little chunks for buttery flakiness kind of time. But you just kind of come down and cut lines, like little lines in the road. Take that pie dough and pull it apart, and it will give you some super sweet vents on top. Then I'm just gonna kind of tuck it in here. Okay, pot pie crust is in here. I've got a single portion pot pie that I made. I told you guys I would talk about some other vessels. You know, this is a cute little coffee cup that I've used here. A lot of times people will bake these in larger ramekins. If you're gonna serve a single portion of this, pot pie does not look pretty cut up. So I definitely suggest when you're gonna do this, if you were gonna serve this for something that might be slightly nicer, that you do individual portions. It's the springtime right now. So I've got a little bit of salad greens from the garden, some radishes, and some chive flowers to kind of lighten this up. If I was going to serve it for dinner and have family over, this might be a way to do it. It's been so much fun making this pot pie with you guys. Thank you for inviting me out here. Come back anytime.